Hi, hello, and welcome as promised back again with another episode of Game of Two Halves. Hey Vijay, how are you?
Good, bro. How are you? How's it going?
Good, man. It's getting
How
sunny
are
out
you
here.
settling in?
Yeah, I'm settling in well, man. The spring break is on here, so finally it's a little bit more sunny in Amsterdam. So
Yeah,
kind of
nice.
enjoying that. It's the weekend. I thought it would be a little better weekend, but we'll discuss about why it is not. But yeah, man, we're
Not
here.
so sunny. Not so sunny for your club. Yeah.
Not so sunny. Yeah, man. So let's quickly get into last week, man. We discussed two big games. And I think before we go into the Arsenal game, let's talk about Manchester United versus Tottenham, just to make me feel a little bit better and sad at the same time. So for me, it was like a bittersweet thing because both Manchester United and Tottenham are trying to kind of compete for the fourth place position in the table so that they can enter Champions League. But obviously, my rivalry with Tottenham doesn't let me be too happy for any of their victories. So I'm happy that they lost. I'm happy that Ronaldo scored a hat trick versus them. I like the Ronaldo 2.0 when he was previously at Manchester United. I didn't like him because obviously he was a superstar and he was scoring goals and all. But I think over the years, people have become such a big fan of him that irrespective which club he plays, you have a separate fan following of Cristiano Ronaldo and
Yeah.
Messi, whoever. Like they're two good players, and then you enjoy whenever they succeed. So I was hoping it was a draw, a nil-nil draw, like I said last week. But yeah, Manchester United won. At least they won something.
Yeah. I mean, we did think that they wouldn't win that game, but Ronaldo, man. I mean, nice, good hat trick, and Tottenham being Tottenham. I don't know. They tried to put on a fight, but it wasn't enough, and yeah, United won that game.
Yeah,
Very
but
close,
it was
but
a closely contested game. Like, don't you think?
yeah, it was a very close game. I watched it, and if not for Ronaldo, I don't see how they would have scored those three goals. Honestly, that header in
Yeah.
the last few minutes, and that opening goal, man, that was a screamer. That was a good goal.
Even the, even
I
the,
don't think.
even the third goal was it right? Like he just steals the goal kind of it. Like it's like all these goals are, you can say, almost like an individual effort. Like
Yeah, exactly. Solo goals, yeah. So if not for him, I don't know from where they would get those three goals. But yeah, they ended up winning that game, and
yeah,
close game.
it makes the Premier League even more interesting
Interesting
uh,
now.
because of that. And then tying up into the Premier League top two race and the third and fourth race right now, it's hot, like really getting hot.
Yeah,
Arsenal giving the win to Liverpool. I think Arsenal really played well in the first half. I wouldn't say played well, but I would say they kind of defended more than they attacked. But there were some good attacking moments that Arsenal had. So I would say the first half was quite successful, and then I think I would say the first goal goes down to Ramsdale. In his kind of positioning that he had, because always getting beaten on your near corner of the goal is never a good sight for a goalkeeper. He got a hand to it,
yeah.
but I think he could have done a little bit better on his positioning to start off with. But yeah, it was 2-0, Liverpool winning the game. My prediction didn't come true, 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, I told you that you were too optimistic there, and both the teams were in form, but Liverpool is Liverpool, man, and three goals against Liverpool. Like I told you, I don't know when was the last time they conceded three goals actually,
I
and
mean, I don't think so. They've forget about other teams considering. I don't think so. Arsenal have scored a goal versus Liverpool in the last 6 or 7 matches we've played them. So Yeah.
Okay, I didn't watch
So,
that.
and I think we've not won a match versus Liverpool in the last 13 games we've played or something like that. So I still need to check my facts, but we've, I mean, we've had that same situation with Chelsea. If you remember, at one point of time,
Yeah.
no matter what game we played, we never could beat Chelsea. And then uh, December last year, it kind of turned around our season. Not last year, the previous year, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The previous
This year
year,
also we beat you all both the times, I think, already.
yeah. Did we? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think we just kind of. I mean, the FA Cup and then the
Win.
December
Yeah.
in the Premier League. A couple of years ago is where we at least kind of been able to break that jinx. But with
Yeah.
Liverpool, we've struggled. Liverpool and Man City are the two teams where we struggled. Other than that, like Man U, Chelsea, we've managed to kind of been able to compete. But that shows for me how much the gap is between Man City, Chelsea, and Liverpool versus the rest of the clubs at the
Yeah.
moment. Uh, but it is disappointing for me.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I don't think you should take that game too hard. I mean, that loss too hard also, because you still have two games in hand, and if you win those, you'll be like a good 7 points above Manchester United, who are sitting in fifth right now. So yeah, I mean, it's Liverpool at the end of the
Yeah.
day. You lost.
But I'm
Uh,
saying like the race is so tight that right
yeah.
now Liverpool are 1 point behind Man City because of a match that Man City drew versus Crystal
True.
Palace
Yeah.
0-0.
Yeah.
So and also like something that we've spoken about it now, everyone's talking about it is the goal difference. Liverpool have
Exactly.
a higher goal difference, five
Yeah.
goal difference compared to Man City. They're 1 point
Yeah.
behind them, and
Yeah.
like you mentioned in the last podcast, the game Man City versus Liverpool now has
Mhm.
is like a final. It's like a title
Exactly.
deciding competition.
Yeah.
I mean, they will still have 7 games to play after that,
Yeah.
but that is going to really help either of the team kind of decide. It's going to be one of the most watched games, I think.
It will, man, and it might actually decide who the Premier League winner could be,
Yeah,
and I was actually checking the fixtures, yeah, the run for City and Liverpool. On paper, obviously, Liverpool have a little tougher run
yeah,
compared to City, because they play United, then they play Tottenham also, and obviously they play City, and City have an easier run, but
yeah. City
you've got to.
actually, City just have to play Liverpool, and the rest of the teams that they play are mostly in the bottom half of the table. And I don't think so. They're playing anyone in the top six
No, no, they are
besides
not.
Liverpool. So
Yeah,
they have an advantage. But having said that, they just drew to Crystal Palace 0-0. So
exactly. Yeah,
you never know what can happen here.
yeah, exactly. There's absolutely no room for
Yeah,
mistakes. No, no,
and
nothing at all. You have
if
to win every game.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think Liverpool have gone on a 19 game run without a loss in the last 19 games. And that's what has
Tremendous.
really propelled them up. So this is something again I need to do a lot of fact checking before I come on
Yeah,
the podcast. But I think this is one of the things that I read about Liverpool. And then quickly moving a little further into some of the other results, if we can. We had Arsenal again played. So this week, basically in a gap of 7 days, we played thrice.
yeah,
We played Arsenal versus Leicester, where we beat Leicester 2-0. I think a very comfortable win for Arsenal.
yeah.
Did you get to watch that?
Uh, I did not watch Arsenal versus Leicester. No, I was watching Chelsea versus Newcastle.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and I think Chelsea beat Newcastle by one, but surprising how Newcastle are kind of growing strength to strength in the last couple of months.
Yeah, and I think they had key players missing, or just returning also.
Yeah,
So Trippier is not there, and Saint Maximin, I think, yeah, ASM we call him on FPL. Yeah, he just came back. So they are playing really well, man. I think if they have their fully fit squad, whatever they have, they should survive obviously, and produce some more results, I think. But we were lucky, and I was just reading a statistic that from the time uh, we got the news that Roman has been sanctioned, and Chelsea is going to be funds are going to be stopped and all of that. We have won all our games, so it just goes to show how well Thomas Tuchel has handled this situation, and that the players are just focused on football and not the stuff that's going outside, and
Yeah.
we also have been on our own run, of winning games. In Champions League we won both the games, and Premier League, we have been winning games. Yeah, we lost that final to Liverpool, but that's behind us now. We're playing the quarterfinals of FA Cup today. So, we have been on our own good run of wins, and it just shows that the character that is required for the team to, forget everything and focus on football is still there. And I'm really happy, man. I'm really happy. 1-0 is still a win, and happy for that win.
I think Chelsea fans should be more than content and happy at the moment, given all the global circumstances
Yeah,
around them. Because on the pitch, it doesn't make a difference. Like if you had to block social media, the TV, you would not even know something is going on with Chelsea. That is
correct.
that big. Like like there were talks about the little game, whether they'll be able to travel or how they would
Ye-
be able to travel. I know
Yeah,
there was a lot of memes. Even I was kind of bantering with some of my Chelsea friends, but like what you said, like hats off to Tuchel, to contain a lot of that, be more focused. I think a lot of people forget that the team, these guys are all in their 20s. Some of them
yeah,
are teenagers.
very young.
Maybe
Yeah,
people who watch football, like, like at my age, we're not that old, but sometimes you forget, like, at 19, at 20, at 21, what were you doing? What were you
correct.
doing with your life? What were your
Yeah,
focuses? And you are playing for a world renowned club where
yeah,
billions of people, if you fill
yeah,
a room of 100 people, you know how crowded your house is. This is millions of people watching you. There
exactly.
are thousands of people in the football stand itself. Then you
Yeah,
have this whole world thing going on. We get affected by news that doesn't even really affect our daily lives. So you can
correct.
imagine how these guys are taking us. So really, hats off to Chelsea, and I wish them all the best in whatever
And
they're
just to add to that travel point, Kai also mentioned in one of the interviews before the Lille game
doing.
that he'll pay if he has to travel, and it just feels so good, and it pushes everybody else in the squad, to think the same way. Like,
Yeah.
for
I think,
for the
I think
players, they just want to play football and they just want to focus on winning. They are not letting anything else affect them, and that is so good to see right now
Yeah, and I
as
think
a
it
fan.
goes back to the grassroots level of football. Like you think about, the small tournaments you play in your town, city,
Yeah,
your
you
office.
used to travel.
What do
Yeah,
you do? You yourself go. You buy your kits.
correct,
You do everything by yourself. That's how
correct,
football is. And to
exactly.
see someone at this international levels talking about this thing is like, this is real. This is football.
Yeah,
It's no longer a
yeah,
American franchise where it's all about TV and sponsorships. This is
yeah,
passion for the game, and that's the
exactly,
good thing about it. As much as we are rivals, on the football pitch, this is nice
correct,
to see in terms
exactly.
of what's happening. But yeah, good win there. Then we spoke about Crystal Palace versus Man City, a draw match, something the Liverpool fans must have really enjoyed. So
Yeah,
all the best to my friends, Alistair, Marvin, who are Liverpool fans. So enjoy. Uh,
yeah.
be happy while it lasts.
Oh man, I hope it doesn't. I mean, they don't end up winning, and we've been vocal about it. We don't want Liverpool to win. I don't want Liverpool to win the
Yeah,
champion,
I mean,
the
it'll
Premier
be
League.
too
So
much, man. Imagine them
yeah,
winning the
just
Premier
too much.
League, Champions League, and then again competing with the. It's like in a short span of time, these guys don't deserve so much of happiness, man. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
all
Hey,
right.
wait, all in good sense, guys.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
are
yeah.
all good.
All right, Pat. And then Brighton versus Tottenham. Tottenham winning there, so they've managed to string a few good performances. The Spurs team. So it's really interesting what's happening between position number 4 to position number 7. It's keeps on juggling. So every
Yeah,
team has to win every game at this point of time. And then we were also looking at the scores for the Wolves versus Leeds. our friend Ashley, big Leeds supporter.
Yeah.
You've been bantering him about whether they're going to stay up or not. What do you think?
Uh, it's still very tight. Yeah, it's still very tight. And just so our viewers are aware, while we are recording this podcast, Leeds versus Wolves game already got played last night. So, and Leeds ended up winning that. So they were 2-0 down at halftime, and they turned it around, man. And even I watched the game against Norwich last week, where they scored the winner in the 92nd or third minute. Rafinha assisted Gellert, and he scored. So they still have that mentality, man. They don't want to give up, and they still play the way they play. So I would love to see them stay up. I mean,
Yeah.
but only time will tell, I guess. I think they should be pretty safe, but you never know, man. I mean, you never know.
Yeah, and
Still
I
a long
feel
way to go.
I think they did a right call of getting Jesse Marsh in as the new manager, the new coach. He's the Ted Bundy of Leeds, and I think as much as how you pronounce his name?
Bielsa,
Bielsa, sorry. Yeah, as much as Bielsa did for Leeds, I think it was time to pass the baton and move ahead. And there's been a significant change if you've seen the last few games that Leeds has been playing. So it's good for them. I wish them all the best.
yeah,
And I think it's good to see Leeds in the Premier League. I know they're going to be struggling for a few years, but the higher they stay in the Premier League, the more money they get in, the
right,
more players they can buy and sustain themselves. They have a good philosophy. They have a good club history, so it's good to see them there.
yeah.
Yeah, and then I think those are the Premier League fixtures that we covered for last week. You want to move on to something more exciting in your area?
Yeah, definitely. The Champions League.
Yeah, I can't talk a lot
Yeah.
about it, so that's why I'm handing it over to you.
Yeah, no, it was a good win. Lil, so we've qualified. So we have the quarterfinalists now. We have 8 teams, and guess who's not in them? No, I mean I'm not talking about Arsenal. Arsenal was ever in the competition,
I know, you're not talking about
but
Arsenal,
who,
man.
who got knocked out? The only English team to get knocked out.
Yeah, man. Shame, man.
And
Shame.
what a good game that was. I was watching that game. Atletico, I mean, more than Atletico playing very good, I think United were pathetic, man.
Yeah,
And it goes back to what we were discussing last week.
yeah,
They won against Tottenham, who have not been having the best season. But then this was their real test, and they failed,
yeah.
and they could not
But
come.
Antoine Griezmann was really good in that game, man, because he was just all over the pitch. He
They did have a lot of good chances, Atletico, and I think one of their goals was or two of their goals were called offside also.
Yeah,
Yeah, but overall, I think United were very,
yeah.
very poor in that
And
game.
this sparks a lot of debate for me in terms of Manchester United. Like when we recruited Benjamin White for Arsenal as a
Yeah,
as a defender, because we paid 50 mil for him. There was all comparisons to Virgil van Dijk. There was comparisons to Maguire. Now, for me,
yeah,
Virgil van Dijk is one of the most one of the top rated defenders in the modern
yeah,
era, you can say.
yeah, yeah,
After some of the great Barcelona and Real Madrid defenders that we've
yeah,
seen, iconic guys, and even
yeah,
John Terry,
yeah,
or in the Arsenal defenders. But in modern day, you don't really have that. So I would not really compare him to that. But Maguire, because of the price he was bought for, and that
yeah.
guy is a clown, man. I don't know why. Wasn't he subbed off?
Uh,
I think he was
I don't
substituted in
remember.
the match as well.
Probably, I don't remember. I don't remember.
And that guy is like,
Maybe.
I don't even know why he's. What is his contribution? Maybe some Manchester United fan can tell me, like what is Maguire? Why
Yeah,
is he made
drop
a
in the
captain?
comments.
Oh man, yeah. Comment and let us know. That guy's.
Yeah.
But at the end of the match, did you see the Manchester United fans not able to
Yeah.
score on the field, off the field as well?
Yeah,
But very,
Simeone
very,
ran straight to the tunnel and they threw bottles and whatnot, and
very
that's
classless.
that's what they are. I've been saying this for so long. That's what they are. That's That's the real fans, you know. It's just that Alex Ferguson made them look really good. This is what that team is actually.
Yeah. That's again the point, man. We come back to Ferguson, like, really, what was he doing? Some black magic over there.
Yeah. All right. And yeah, so Chelsea ended up winning. It was a tough game, but I think, like I said, we have been on our own run. We are also in good form right now. So we won that game 2-1 and qualified. And the other results were, I think,
Juventus,
Villarreal won.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that, I'm kind of surprised. Like Juventus have really gone down this season. They're even in the league themselves, they're not performing that well.
Yeah, and I just saw on one of the interviews that it's now second season. There's no Italian team in the top eight, man.
Hmm.
There's no Italian team in the top eight. And also, just adding to what you were saying earlier about Ronaldo and Messi,
Yeah.
there is no Ronaldo and Messi in the quarterfinals for second year now. For second year,
So
so
that brings the
this
question: is this the end of an era?
uh, uh I don't want to believe it, but I think it is, man. I
Yeah.
think it is. I think we have seen so much of these guys, and they have given so much to this beautiful sport that I think one day it has to end, and
Yeah.
I think the
Because
time is
you see
coming.
the whole story of Messi to PSG, Cristiano to Manchester United, you thought like, okay, maybe this is the last leg of it, but this year hasn't really worked out for either of them. I mean, Ronaldo did score those three goals in one match, but before that, it was just one goal prior to that.
Yeah, yeah,
Messi, I think, has one goal or no goals. I'm not sure. So it's a little bit
very
sad to
few.
see that they are not there, and it's like a bowing down kind of a thing. I really hope, if I have to give like a comparison to maybe cricket, you if you've seen Sunil Gavaskar and Kapil Dev for India team, they retired at the height of their careers. Uh,
Yeah.
so I feel it's a little bit of a shame to see both Ronaldo and Messi kind of declining in a way and then having to retire. Ronaldo will never admit it. I think he'll fight till the end, but probably he could be like the Japanese player who's playing at 57 in some. Yeah, there's this guy who's.
Quite, he's quite capable. His body, I think, can
Yeah,
go for that far.
yeah, man. I read a fact about this Japanese guy. He's been playing in like the professional league for like some 35 or 37 years.
Wow.
Imagine having a football
That's
career
really,
that long,
I
man.
swear. But yeah, and coming back to your point, so with Messi, I mean, we knew his situation, right? He was like literally ousted from Barcelona,
Yeah,
and it wasn't his choice as such to move. But Ronaldo came to Manchester United with the dream of winning the Champions League,
yeah,
and that's what he stressed on. We're going to win the Champions League. We're going to win the Premier League,
yeah.
and it's just not worked out for him, man. So
Right
yeah,
now, they are out of every competition. They are out of the FA. Obviously, the
everything,
Carabao's
nothing.
over. Champions
Yeah,
League, they're out. Premier League, they can't win. So
no.
it's a little bit disappointing, and I can understand like someone who, I mean, maybe I can't understand, but that Ronaldo is someone who wants to win, and him not
Yeah.
being able to win, I think it's the first time he'll not be winning silverware, right?
Yes, that was another statistic I read somewhere. First time in 16 years, I think that 16 years or 8 years, I don't remember the number, but first time in a lot of years that he is not going to be winning a trophy.
Wow. Crazy. And I think the Champions League draw also was out, and some interesting matches. You guys are playing Madrid, right?
Yeah, yeah. So we'll go through the draws quickly. So Chelsea is playing Real Madrid. Liverpool is playing Benfica. I think they couldn't have got an easier draw.
Yeah.
City is playing Atletico Madrid, and Villarreal is playing Bayern. So Chelsea versus Real Madrid. I'm very confident here because we played them in the semi-finals last year,
Mhm.
and even though I was super nervous, but for the game, but we beat them pretty easy, I would say.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of challenge from them as such. And nothing has changed, I think, for Real Madrid other than Benzema being in the form of his life.
Yeah.
I feel we are a much better team, much balanced team in terms of everything, defending, attacking, going forward, scoring goals. So I think we should get through. I am really positive about this fixture.
I feel Real Madrid kind of struggled a bit after Ronaldo left, and they had few issues with the team and stuff like that. But I think this season they are very strong. They've gelled well as a team. They know their role. I see the players kind of picking up the pace again. Benzema has scored, I think, more or equal number of goals to Ronaldo since Ronaldo left Madrid. So
This
since
year, right?
yeah, so since
Total.
Ronaldo has
Oh,
moved out of Real Madrid and went to Juventus and came to
oh,
Manchester United, the amount of
yeah.
goals that they've both scored, I think Benzema has scored more in
Oh,
that amount of time. So that's
mhm.
a great showcase of his form, but also goes
Yeah,
to show you that maybe he was always undershadowed by
by Ronaldo.
Ronaldo
Yeah.
and Bale and all of these guys who were brought in. So it'll be an interesting fight, no doubt. And so it'll be an interesting contest to watch that game. I think Liverpool, like you said, for me again would be a good fight. I was hoping that Ajax would win because probably I would go and
Mm.
get a chance to watch the
Oh
Champions League.
yeah.
But yeah, let's see. Maybe in the future, go Ajax. Maybe time to
Yeah, I
have a
think.
secondary team to support as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even about having a secondary team, man. As long as you're watching matches regularly, as long as
Oh man,
you're, and come on, these are like the highest level, man. Champions League matches. What else do you want? Like, and,
yeah,
and
true,
it's all about the sport, man, and
true,
passion for the sport.
true, true.
So lucky you,
Uh,
man, and I hope you get to see some big teams there.
yeah, man. Let's see. Hopefully. And talking about big teams, you guys are in the FA Cup playing Middlesbrough, right?
Yes, that's today. Yes.
That's today. Okay. You want to predict the game?
Well, I hope we get through. I think we will. We will get through today. There are a few other teams that are in the competition. City is still there. I think City is
Yeah.
playing.
Liverpool
I
is
don't know.
playing Forest, I think, tomorrow.
Yeah, Liverpool is playing Nottingham Forest. Crystal Palace versus Everton is one game, and Manchester City is playing somebody I don't remember. Let's quickly check. Southampton, yes, Manchester City is playing. So for me, the semi-finalists would be Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, and probably Crystal Palace because Everton haven't been playing really well.
Mhm.
So yeah, those should be the semi-finalists for me.
And believe it or not, we have the El Clasico coming up. I used to imagine what a hype it
Oh.
used to be, but now
Yeah,
I was like, what really? There's a El Clasico? Like, it doesn't even have the same effect
I
anymore.
was just going to I was just going to ask you. I'm like, are you even following it? Because I don't know when was the last time I even checked when the El Clasico was. It's been
Yeah.
a while.
But just tied up to the El Clasico, I mean, Arsenal fans must be feeling the burn, man. Aubameyang has been scoring left, right, and center. Even I think
I
the
think
other
he
day,
scored in the Europa game also. No, sorry to
yeah,
interrupt
with
you, but when
Galatasaray, he
they
scored.
qualified, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. He scored the winner, so it was a draw, and then he scored the winner. So
he scored a
that
winner.
guy has really kicked off. I think there was no doubt in his talent. It just
Definitely not. Yes.
it just didn't work out with Mikel Arteta and the style of football and what was expected out of him. I think he's the type of player you need to like Sanchez who was at Arsenal. You need to leave them and let them do their piece of work, and they cannot be really formulated or regulated to a particular strategy or tactic. But good for him.
Mhm.
But he's really in the form of his life, and if you have to say among the strikers in the world in the current window in the last 1 2 months, he's I think the most outperforming one.
Yeah.
Along with Benzema. So great to see him. And just as a trivia, the international break is coming up after this. And since we both have a huge Indian focus on this, being in India, bring Indians, I think India's playing two games. The international team, the one, and they're coincidentally both the teams that they're playing are in B. So they're playing India versus Bahrain, which is the first
Yeah.
match, and then India versus Belarus. Both of us haven't really followed India or even know. We can't even name 11 players from the team. I'm sorry, but
I'm sorry, man. Yeah.
yeah, but I think it'll be interesting. Bahrain has a good team. I know that, especially within the GCC, they're quite a strong team. They play quite well, so I see them easily winning them. And I think Belarus is also quite a strong team. India has done well in the recent past. They've kind of
Hmm.
improved on their ranking. At one point in time in the FIFA World Ranking, India was 151, and now I think they are in the hundreds somewhere, in the 90s or 200, somewhere like that. So they have really done well with the coach that they had appointed. But something to
That's
watch
good.
out. A lot of international matches coming up in the international break, but I think we will still be here next week.
Yes, yes, we will very much be here, and I think we can probably cover some of the international games next
Yep.
week, but our focus will mainly be on this title race that is
Yeah.
just getting so much more exciting.
Yeah, man. I think that's it for this episode. Thank you, everyone who's watched the show, who's
Wait,
commented.
before we
Yeah.
go, do you want to predict this weekend's results? There are just three
Oh,
games, so like, we
yeah,
can go
yeah, I
through
did.
them.
We didn't do that. So Aston
Yeah,
Villa, we Arsenal goes to Aston Villa.
yeah.
I see Arsenal bouncing back with a win, but I'll go for a 2-1 win for Arsenal.
All right. And what's your prediction for the other two games? I think we have Leicester versus Brentford and the London derby, like Spurs versus West Ham. Yeah. I
Uh,
mean, yeah, there's
Spurs
two big
versus
teams.
West Ham is there. I think that will be quite an interesting game because West Ham are, I mean, still not a side to.
Yeah, but they played. I think those games are tomorrow.
Yeah, they're
Today is only
tomorrow,
Arsenal.
Sunday.
Yeah, but they qualified for the Europa quarterfinals. I think. Yeah, they won their game, and I think for I don't know West Ham's history.
Yeah.
I don't know Chelsea history also that, but I think they qualified first time for Europa League, and it's massive man for them.
Yeah. So I think West Ham has been doing pretty well this year, comparatively. But it's a Tottenham home game, so I would probably go for a Tottenham win here. Again, I think I'll go for a similar scoreline of 2-1 because I don't see Tottenham being able to keep a clean sheet. Um, and I think a lot of focus would be on the Southampton Man City game. I think just because of the pressure of Liverpool being up on their back, but though Man City is going away and playing at Southampton, I still see Man City winning there.
That is FA Cup.
Oh, that's a FA Cup game. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So City and Chelsea and all are not playing in the Premier League this weekend. That is why Arsenal playing. No, they're not in the FA Cup. Oh, 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 oh.
oh, sorry, I was on mute.
Take it easy. People can read lips also, okay? Okay. That I think.
I think on that note, I think we need to end this podcast for this week. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I think we've covered everything for this week and
yeah,
some more football to look forward to.
yeah. I think we need to
Really
get back into our G2H
contest.
contest. I think maybe
Yes.
next week we can prep up something and see where
Yeah,
we.
definitely.
Yeah,
We'll
and
do that.
we are hoping to get a few guests. Maybe hopefully next week we could have a guest on the show with us, and to discuss where, since it's the international break, we get a chance to evaluate where we are heading into the final couple of months. But
Yep.
till then, everyone who's subscribed to the channel, thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Share this video and let us know your comments. Type them out and we'll read them. We respond to everything because they're only
Yeah.
50 comments normally, so it's easy.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching and for supporting us. And we'll be back next week.
Yeah, man. And Vijay, till then, take care. All the best with your games and see you soon.
All the best to you too, and have a great weekend.
Bye.
What? 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 What?